that just opens a hole, because that's the 500-foot rule comes into play there.
Yeah.
And anytime somebody pulls the trigger, they're gonna have to be within 500, if they're within 500 feet of a house, then they gotta have permission from that person. And there's no way to do that where you're not gonna be within 500 feet of multiple houses. So if you were gonna do a hunt, it would be archery only, obviously. And then I would pick out certain areas, especially if the first year you did it, that you could allow archery with a less impact on people on the edge of town there, or those locations. I understand maybe the deer that he shoots on the north side of Moccasin Bluff isn't the one that's coming down and eating the flowers out of somebody's yard. But at the same point, do you want to deal with somebody sitting in a tree stand and somebody else is out having a picnic with their kids, and then they look down there at 50 yards and there's somebody sitting in a tree stand? Because someone's going to call about that, you know, and they're going to call him. You know, and so you know, I would pick areas that were similar to a deer hunt. You know, backside of Moccasin Bluff. You know, I don't know if you have any river bottom areas, and you know, it's
Down by the sewer plant.
yeah, the sewer plant. You know, make them run through a shooting course, get a permit from Marty, and then I would have them come here and get a either have them show you the permit so you can take their name and address. And then, you know, give them a little sheet of whatever rules you want to tack on, if there's some specific rules you want, as far as up in a tree stand, bow cased, bow and arrows until you're in a tree, whatever, or certain dates, November 1st through the end of December, whatever. And then they got that piece of paper in their hand saying, okay, these are the laws. And then I would make sure you write in there that all state laws must be complied with as well. And that is going to revert back to their licenses. Because I don't think you guys aren't going to give out any extra license. They're going to have to follow the permit areas that are already established for this year. So,
Limit the number?
people,
Just
I will tell you, I don't know what your interest would be. I really don't.
I think that what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to get on a piece of property, and I think that's gonna limit the number of people right there. I mean, you can give out a bunch of permits, but if somebody doesn't have a place to go,
it's an awful lot of people standing shoulder to shoulder fly fishing.
Yeah.
and then if one person shoots a deer and runs past Mitch in his stand and he shoots it, then we're gonna fight over whose deer that is.
Well, maybe you could allow so many 1 week. First of all, you should find out how many people are interested.
I think
And
it's,
then if you get too many, you can split it up 1 week now and I know what the interest is first.
I think the first thing you have to do is you have to establish the areas you're going to allow them to hunt. And look at those areas and say, okay, how many people could hunt in this spot? And not be, hey, so you think this close to each other. And then once you find those areas that you could get somebody in there where you're not going to have the phone call ringing off from the public, and still have them have an opportunity to kill a deer, because that's the goal here. Look at those areas, and then, okay, we got that many areas here. What do we want to allow in there? Or maybe we want to open it up and see what happens. And if this year we get a ton of people, well, you know what? They're all hunting on public property. It's the city's ground. It's no different than going out to the state land and shoulder to shoulder. They will weed themselves out. They'll say, I'm not doing this again. Okay? But that's why I caution being really close to these houses the first year you do this, because everybody's going to want to go down by them houses.
I have concern with trees as far as deer stands. If you put it in that it's 4 feet, there's different types of stands that people have. There's screw-in steps that go in and can damage the trees. I would like to see it just something that is a strap-on style, climbing sticks, or maybe a ladder stand that's not going inside the tree and causing damage to our trees.
You'd have to look up Red Wings. I think Red Wing makes them carry them in and carry them out. You can't leave them.
If you leave your stand in, I leave my stand in this spot, it's a really good spot, and Mitch comes in, and I'm not there yet, Mitch crawls in my stand. I can't go and kick that person out of that stand because you're on that city property, just because it's mine, Mitch can still sit there if it's allowed there.
Yeah, and that could even become an attractive hazard for kids,
Yeah.
and a liability
Yeah.
issue.
You just say pull them in, pull them out.
Yeah,
If they're gonna sit in a tree stand, you know, make them be at least 4 feet, take all equipment